It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are back again for AussieVerse Live. I am OmniBeau, joined by Grodd Watson, Sharif, and Matt Spidey. How you going, fellas?
What is going on?
This is our lucky number 25 episode. Woo! That's right.
I don't know about lucky so far, but yeah, number 25 anyway.
It is lucky. It is lucky. Don't listen to the naysayers. We are over 400 subscribers, so no need to plug that shit anymore, even though we are going to be drawing it 7 days from today. But please do look us up on Instagram at AussieVerse_Comx, where you can also find our graphic designer and editor, A51_designs. What's going on in the world of you three?
Well, I just went for my first Comic-Con over the weekend.
I thought I'd let Sharif go first, saying that was the thumbnail.
I can't believe it's your first.
I know, since getting here, I keep seeing ads for cons. Hey, I'm gonna go, but something always comes up. And I was supposed to be working. I was rostered to work on the day that I went, but a workmate owed me a favor. I said, "Hey, you remember that time?"
Well, that you went with your beautiful kids too, so it was their first con, I'm guessing.
Yep, our first. The moment we stepped into the hall, all the food trucks were on the left, so we were hit with all this smells, and then we turn right, cosplays. And Mike is, oh, look at that! Who is that? It's the best. Sing the faces.
What was the standout cosplayers that you saw?
There was one really huge demon-like. I think he was on stilts, so he was like 8 feet tall. Big,
really?
bulky. Yeah.
Wow.
He was moving so slow, I couldn't get a photo of him.
I was quite impressed with that Chainsaw Man photo that you took.
Yeah, that was the amateurish one. Just as we were heading out, we were calling it a day. There was another one that did full face helmet, and much better.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, have you got some stuff to show off?
Just the 5 books that I had Mr. Jeff Loeb signed for me. Actually, I didn't realize that he was going to be on until I was chatting with Nick, and then he asked me to grab this for him. He prepaid this. Apparently, coincidentally, Jimmy Johnson's booth was like about 4 booths down away from Jeff Loeb's. And then Art Adams, he was beside Jeff. His was much better because he was giving away the first 3 signatures for free. And then subsequent signatures were $10 each. But with Jeff, I didn't pay attention to the fine print, so he was charging $20 per signature. I had $30 in my wallet. I had 5 books in my cart, and I said, "Hey, you know what? Could you just sign the first one first?" And it was Absolute Hush.
Good choice.
And yeah. Obviously, I didn't bring all of the dust jackets, and then there you go.
Oh, beauty!
Nice.
Yeah, that's a really good pick, man.
Yeah, well, just so you know, Din, that's what I go by outside AussieVerse.
I was
so
trying to work out who Jin was.
it's Sharifuddin. So that's what I go by outside AussieVerse. Yeah. So 1 absolute and 4 omnis. I don't have the dust jacket for this one because I'm getting it scanned. I wanted to do some edits on that.
Yeah. Nice. I wish I knew you were going. I would have sent you something.
Yeah, Nick wanted to send some stuff for Art Adam as well, and then life happened. And Hulk. So for the Omnis, it was just his name and the year.
Yeah.
Well, you can't all have Marvel, so apart from that, Batman, it's Superman, Batman.
Yep. Oh, so you got a few, yeah. That's good, man.
Funny thing is, all of the DC are all Batman. Yeah.
That's cool.
Man,
I think it's the first time he's actually come out here, Jeff Loeb. I think it's. I don't think he's been here. Yeah, I think it's the first time.
Lucky me.
I don't remember hearing him come out.
Because Arthur and Joyce have been out here quite a few times. So, because he's actually they're good friends with Royd. Royd is the one that looks after the international creators for Supernova. And he's good friends with them or whatever like that. So that they'll come out again. They'll come out every about 2 or 3 years. So if you want to get anything Arthur Adams or Joyce Chin signed, you don't have to wait. You'll only have to wait a couple of years and you'll be able to do it again.
Yeah, sweet.
Good to hear. Yeah. Oh, when I was in before Jeff came to his booth, he had a 45-minute panel just next door at the next hall. So I was fairly early, got to the booth, and then there was a sticker there. Jeff will be here at 2:30. That was at about 1 o'clock. I went across. He was already seated in the panel, but because I had my kids with me, I didn't want them to be bored. So I'll just give the panel miss. Go a few rounds in the hall, and I thought, hey, it's almost 2:30, so 1:15. Went to the booth, stayed there for about 5 minutes, and Jeff was 10 minutes early. So I was like the 4th person from the front. I thought, hey, lucky. And then as I was talking with my daughters, I heard this familiar voice behind me. Turn around. It was Lee from Wet Comics.
Yeah.
He was immediately behind me. I looked at him. He looked at me. He's gonna. I think I recognize that face. Hey, Sharif. Oh, hey, mate. Yeah.
Was he wearing a hat?
He was.
Yeah, trying to hide the scar haircut.
You also met Sizzle, didn't you? Shane from Comx.
I think he was going on the Sunday.
Oh, no, you didn't get to meet him. That's right. I remember you chatting. Yeah.
But I did meet our old friend in the AOC Facebook, Jordan Beatty.
Yep.
He had his booth there as well. I think it was his first booth at a con. So
yeah,
all of his artwork were on display. Great work. Yeah.
It's great work. I hope he did really well there.
Yeah, it was really great finally meeting him after chatting for more than a couple of years. So it's yeah, it was a good fun day.
Did you end up buying any of the snacks there? Did you wait in line?
We were we were not hungry because we had an early lunch. But the kids, there was one alley where they had popcorns and fairy floss and all that. And I told my girls, you know what, we'll do one round, we'll swing back. And then I forgot about it, and my youngest daughter said, "Hey, you promised." I said, "All right, let's go find that stall." And I got lost, and then she was the one. No, turn here, turn right, go straight, and we found it. So she's really good with directions.
I promised myself next time I go to a con, I'm going to finally get one of those potato.
The whirly ones.
Beck gets one nearly every time.
Yeah, I've never had one, so I'm definitely going to get one.
Yeah, the salt and vinegar one's really nice.
Yeah, I think that'll be my go-to. I think as well. Yeah.
Mm.
When's our next con?
It will be next big con will be Supernova either in March or April.
Okay, we're going to have to organise something where we all go get together. I reckon.
The next small one that I know of is they're doing another Yarraville in early December.
Yeah,
which is just the small, which is not really much for anybody who doesn't collect floppies. If you're looking for omnibus and stuff like that, you won't find any.
Yeah, but I just have a dream of seeing Simon from Simple Simon with his microphone interviewing somebody, and he's being really professional, and then I just come along and spear tackle him. I just think that'd be amazing.
You'd have to wait for Supernova Oz Comic Con because he generally doesn't do that for the small ones.
Yeah, fair enough.
You spear him and his shoe and his mic will be flying.
He just did show off his Lobe 6.
You're too late.
Grodd, can we hear you there? Are you doing all right, bud?
Yeah. I use it just choppy, so just count me out for now and I'll see if it gets better.
That's all right, mate. We can hear. The visual is a bit choppy, but we can hear, so don't stress.
Yeah, the audio is flawless. Just jump in.
The weather here in Melbourne, mate, today, I tell you. Sunny, raining. Fucking Melbourne.
That's normal for you, isn't it?
Yeah, but
four seasons in one day.
It's usually not so literal though. God damn
That's what I keep hearing. Damn, I should really make a weekend trip there sometime soon.
You reckon? There's a few people I'm trying to convince to come to Melbourne and see us. Robert Vaughan, Sam Cripps is coming soon. We need Ash as well. Wack's got to come back. Who else have we got? I don't know. We've got friends, apparently. So, what's been going on in the world of comics? Grodd, you got anything for us?
You got a few things. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can hear you fine.
So we haven't discussed James Gunn going to DC.
Yes.
Trying to be the Kevin Feige of DC.
Yes. So anyone got any comments on that or any views?
Well, I just watched the last episode of the 3rd season of Harlequin, and in that it even says James Gunn is directing the movie that they're infiltrating. So they were pretty switched on with him. That for at least the last year, I think they knew they were going to do something with him. No, maybe not to this extent, but yeah, I think once they realised Suicide Squad, they realised they want to keep him.
I feel he's got big shoes to fill and a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. He might have big shoes to fill in comparison, but he really doesn't have that big shoes to fill. That's already been there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything James Gunn does is going to be a step up.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't think they can bottom out any more than they already have.
That's right. Couldn't get any worse. So it's something different, and that's what James Gunn brings. And something different would definitely be a good thing for DC right now. So, and I did hear when James Gunn went to Marvel and they pitched him Guardians of the Galaxy. Apparently, he went to Marvel and he wanted to do a movie. This is before Guardians of the Galaxy 1. He wanted to do a Hitmonkey movie. That's what he went and pitched him with. And they said, no, we would like you to do this project, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Hitmonkey would be freaking amazing because if you've seen the show, the cartoon.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine that in a movie.
Mm.
Oh, Sharif, you got to see
kill Bill with monkeys.
Yeah.
So it just means that for James Gunn, I mean, like, it's off the table, I guess you could say, as long as it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know who the other guy is, though.
He's been around a while. He's been produced. He's the business side, basically. James Gunn's going to do the decisions, and he'll do the business and plug-in part.
Yeah.
So the face and the money.
Yeah, he'll do all that part. Work out the budget.
It's like us, Grodd. The face, I said it's like us, the face and the money. I don't know who's who.
Well, none of us have money, so.
Well, then I must be the face.
We're all the faces. No money.
Hey, you're just the hair.
I heard they also started filming Joker 2 already.
Cool.
Yeah. I still don't
How's
believe
this?
it's a musical. I'm not believing it. Spidey, do you believe it?
I don't really care. I didn't like the first one.
Oh, really? I thought it was
What?
Yeah, it was a hard watch for me. Very hard. Like I almost quit a couple of times. I was very bored. The last 20 minutes was about the only good bit.
Yeah, that was great, the last 20 minutes. No, but I fucking loved it, man. I thought it was a great slow burn.
Yeah. Like I don't get me wrong, like he played the part brilliantly, like he is a brilliant actor, but it was just so difficult to watch and it just felt like it dragged on and on and on and on and on until that last 20 minutes where it all went bang, and then that's the only part I enjoyed.
Fair enough.
So,
Each to their own. I know there's movies that I don't like. I know Grodd likes, even though he's wrong. Doesn't mean, you know.
I wasn't the biggest fan of Joker. It was okay. It's only something I've watched once, and I don't know if I'd go back and watch it again. But
I might give it another try, but
Tell you what, movie I just saw that was not what I was expecting. The Weird Al Yankovic movie played by
Harry
what's
Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter plays
Daniel Radcliffe.
Radcliffe. Yeah.
That movie was a bit wacky, which in hindsight, I guess I probably should have known going into it, but I expected it to be more of a literal biop. I don't know what do they call it? Where it's a movie based like the Elvis movie. You know what I mean? This was more like what Weird Al Yankovic would wanted of his what he would have wanted his life to have been like, not actually was.
Apparently, he didn't like Daniel Radcliffe's portrayal of him either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder why. I thought he was all right.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Well, that's another movie
Makes Madonna look like
on my list to watch.
Is it on a streaming service or?
I got one of those things. Hit me up after the show and I'll show you the thing.
I don't want to know about your Pornhub.
Pornhub works wonders. Because not only did I see that, we also saw. I've completely gone blank on what it was now. Oh my god! On the weekend, all I did was watch movies. We watched like 4 movies, and all I can remember is Weird Al Yankovic. Anyway, Terrifier 2. I want to see that. No?
I've never even heard of the first one.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
First one must have been a real knockout.
It was on a budget of $250,000 and it's just made like $5 million.
Terrifying.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's a movie that's in the cinemas and it's apparently making people pass out, throw up in the cinema. People are leaving. It's like the horrorest of horror movies. That's right up my alley. You don't want
So did you throw up?
No. I kept my chunks. Thank you very much. Halloween Ends. Got to see that. And
New Hellraiser.
Hellraiser I've seen.
Halloween, and that's the direct sequel to the last one.
Hellraiser.
Halloween Ends.
Yes, Halloween Ends is.
It's the last one that Jamie Lee Curtis is going to be in, apparently.
Apparently, until they pay her again.
Yeah.
What have you guys been watching?
Like Johnny Farnham's going to quit singing.
Johnny Farnham's going to quit singing, yeah. Like
He'd have half a face, and he'd still get out there and sing his retirement for about the 45th time.
What have you guys been watching and reading lately?
I just started on the Fury Max series. Just the first issue in. Nothing much happened there, so looking forward to what's going to happen in the next 11 issues.
Son?
Sorry?
Is that Fury Max Jr.? Or Fury?
Fury.
Yeah. So the White Fury, not the Black Fury. It's the father-son.
Yeah, the White Fury.
Yeah, because I was only asking because I read the Sons series that came out a couple of years ago. And I just didn't like it at all, man. Like, at all. It was so boring. But you've read Secret Warriors?
No, but with the announcement,
it is phenomenal. It is such a freaking good read, man. Let's see if I got it right here.
I think I saw one that was put up for sale, but it's in the US Facebook group. So tempted. It's in my to buy list, but I thought, you know what? Everything Marvel is eventually going to come out. Just wait, and then hey presto, it's here.
You know, people say that, but yet I still don't have an Iron Man Volume 1 and 2 reprint. I still don't have an Avengers Volume 1 and 2 reprint. I still don't have a Wolverine by Miller reprint. Punisher by Remender. There's a lot of freaking books out there that have not been reprinted, my friend.
Well, be patient.
Patient is a shit game to play, mate. I don't like that game. I'd rather spend the money now and get it now. I tell you what, though, I messaged Mighty Ape because I had all these pre-orders and none of them were being fulfilled. It kept saying coming. So I've messaged them and I'm like, I've got to ask. I've got about 5 omnibuses that are meant to be out now, and I want to know any idea when they're coming, because if you ask me to pay for them right now, that's a lot of money. That's like, $700 or something. And they're like, oh no, don't worry. This one's coming in a week. This one's coming at the end of November. And I'm like, all right, cool. I go to work and then all of a sudden I get an email. Ultimate X-Men is ready to be paid for. Extreme X-Men is ready to be paid for. Avengers versus X-Men is ready to be paid for. Miracle Man is ready to be paid for. I'm like, fuck. Fucked, man. Like, who can afford this shit?
When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
That's what used to happen to me when I was, like, obviously I've put it on the back burner a bit at the moment, but when I was doing all my commissions and things like that, all my mail out commissions and stuff with certain artists, I would, you jump on lists and, and things like that. And some would be pay half, some would be pay when it's done, and so on and so forth. So I'd have a book of all my outstanding lists and all that sort of stuff. And that would happen. They'd all message me in the same week saying, oh, pay now, pay. I've done it. I've finished it. Or I'm about to start it, pay it now. And sometimes, I had one, I remember a couple of years ago, I needed $3,000 within a week. and I was just like, can I pay this time? But luckily it all worked out. But yeah, I was stressing hard. I think I lost more hair than I already don't have than in that week. So
What are some
it always happens.
Fasting, instant noodles, eat grass for the next 3 weeks.
Bread and water.
Dip it in water.
What annoys me is that you get these omnibuses that come out all at once, and then if you somehow make it work and you've somehow paid them all off, you then look at your list and you're like, hang on, you got Flash by Mike Wade that's meant to be out any day now. You've got The Invaders that's meant to be out any day now. It's like, ugh, I just can't do it. So I'm just selling my trades, trying to put that money back into the omnibuses. Oh, man.
Yeah, they always say to let the hobby pay for itself.
Yeah.
Which I have never ever learnt because I never sell anything and all I do is buy.
Yeah, I've got a few mates that have their own stores and things. So because I hate dealing with the Facebook public and selling and packaging 100 packages and having to go to the post office, I just message a friend and I say, hey, what if I gave you, 100 books for $1,000 or something, for example? And that way I get a bulk cost, I get rid of a bulk, and you can resell them individually and make some money. It's a win-win for everybody.
And you got room on the shelf for the new stuff.
Yeah, exactly right. What have you bought recently, Grodd?
Just a lot of my single issues sort of stuff. So I just got an order today, so I brought the New Thing series.
New Thing?
That came in today. Yeah, The Thing.
Oh, really? Is there a new series?
Yeah, it just came out on trade a month ago, so
okay.
Yeah. I got that. I got the new Sabertooth series, so grab that.
Oh, so it's all the mini series just come out in trades then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just finished up a couple of months ago, so and then I finished off. I got the last trade of Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan Green Lantern one, so that that's what I brought recently. So reading, I the One Bad Day, I just read the Penguin one, and that was pretty damn good. But, yeah.
Heard all those One Bad Days are good. I just don't. Remember, I showed you the snapshot of the Riddler coming out in hardcover.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand that.
I do have to admit the Two-Face one was a bit of a letdown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It wasn't great. It was just a simple story, a bit lazy, but still enjoyable. I still recommend it, but yeah, definitely the other two are a bit more standouts.
Yeah. Sharif, what have you been reading, mate?
Just that Fury. I think did I? Oh, I've got. Oh, what was the other one? I'm just catching up on the 2015 Secret Wars.
Oh.
see how far how big my backlog of reading is. I'm about a third in. I don't understand the thing. I do have the companion. Should I have started with that one first before?
Looking over at my bookshelf, and it is literally about 30 trades. The whole thing. It's because it's like Age of Apocalypse. They cancelled every comic, and they renamed, and they, it was a new comic, issue number 1. So every single one of them came. You don't need them all. That's just you know, if you only want to read the actual story, then just get, you know, the Secret Wars book, not all the mini series and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I jumped into. Even the beginning of issue 1, everything was just crumbling and getting destroyed.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, so I wasn't following Marvel at that period, so I was a bit lost. Once
It comes out of Hickman's Avengers.
So once everything restarted, is that the all new titles?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Hickman's Avengers and New Avengers was when they were having the incursions with the realities and the worlds or the universes or whatever you want to call them. And then at the end of it, they kind of just like gave up and said, we're fucked. And then everything goes white. And that's how Secret Wars starts.
Right. Okay. And then they introduced God Doom. And the and the 9-issue infamous Iron Man. Should I be reading that concurrently as well?
Infamous Iron Man comes after Secret Wars.
Nice, because that one's up next for my custom.
Yeah.
So once I'm done with that, I can jump on this.
And that's how Miles Morales comes into the normal universe, the 616.
Yeah.
Because everybody's been brainwashed thinking there's this new world and Doom is the god, right? And the only ones that don't remember that is Miles Morales and a few people in a spaceship. Have you noticed that every time the world is taken over by anything, there's always one character or two characters that remember it the way that it was? You know what I mean? It was Wolverine in Age of Ultron. It's Blade in the latest Heroes Reborn. There's always somebody.
Even House of M, there's this one.
Yeah, who remembered that?
Wasn't it?
Can't remember.
Wasn't it Wolverine? I think it was Wolverine. I don't know.
I think Wolverine remembers.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right. It was Wolverine in House of M.
Because he always has to kill the girl that resets the universe.
Yeah.
Am I sort of back in normal speed?
You are actually.
Yeah, I've noticed you are a little bit too. So I do have you.
So let's put you big there, mate, and give you a spotlight.
No, I do have a bit of news. So, am I freezing again?
No, you're good, mate. You're good.
Patty Jenkins says that the script for Wonder Woman 3 is done.
Who gives a shit?
After the second one, who gives it? Yeah, exactly. Who gives it?
Yeah.
Are we going to forget the first one, though? Just because the second one was shit?
Yeah, no, you're right. The first one was good, but that second one, boy.
Oh, it was horrible.
That was another hard watch.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch the Joker than that again, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, come on. If you had to pick the Joker or Wonder Woman 2, what would you watch again?
Cut my eyes out.
Wonder Woman 2.
Yeah, okay.
I'll watch Gal Gadot.
Yeah, fair enough.
Always find the shining light.
We haven't spoken about Ant-Man trailer.
Yeah, that looked really good.
Put me out of the main.
Stop making me big.
This is the most epic Ant-Man movie that ever is, ever was, and ever will be. That's the tagline of the movie. I didn't just make that up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just hope they don't make it too confusing for the general public when it comes to Kang.
Oh, fuck the general public.
Yeah, but they always I've donned Hollywoodization.
Yeah.
They got to dumb it down for all the non-comic folk.
Yeah, it feels like they just keep trying to up the ante a bit here and stuff like that. So, I hate the. Am I freezing still more again or not?
No, I was laughing because Sharif just froze when he was yawning, and it was fucking hilarious.
I hate like the actual reason seems a bit silly. Like what's her name, Cassie?
Yeah.
You know, her grandmother's been in the quantum realm for what 30 years, and she wants to access it. Like, doesn't that seem like a stupid idea?
You talking about Michelle Pfeiffer, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks terrified of going back there.
Yeah, but Cassie, the daughter, should know that.
Oh, right. Yeah. I get you.
You know, like I haven't seen my grandma in what 30 years or whatever it is, and then I'll access the universe that trapped her for all those years. It sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
Said no one ever.
I don't know. That just seems like I guess they've got to make a plot somehow, but it just seems rather immature and silly.
I've noticed they've changed the actress too that's playing Cassie as well.
For the third time.
No, it was the same. Was it the same? I thought it was the same. It was just grown up.
Nope.
They aged her up heaps, didn't they? Because of 5 years down the road.
The blip.
The blip. Yeah. Got another news. They've come out and said that Namor is going to be just as powerful as Hulk and Thor.
Yes. Good. Hell yes.
But have you heard about the name itself?
Namor?
Apparently, they're not going to be calling him Namor because Universal owns the rights to Namor, so they have to call him Namor.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I know. How retarded is that? It's like... Oh.
I am so glad you told me that now before I watched the movie.
Yeah,
they would have annoyed the shit out of me.
I heard that on the weekend, and I'm like, "You're fucking serious?"
It's just I didn't realize that, but the other day I was listening to my favorite YouTube channel, Near Mint Condition, and he was talking about how he didn't realize he was saying Shang-Chi wrong because it's Shang-Chi, right? And then he said the same thing with Namor. How he goes, apparently it's Namor. And you know when you hear something, but it doesn't quite register and you just kind of ignore it? You don't really pay attention to it. But when he said that, I went, what? And I went, fuck that. I'm not really going to listen to that. And now that you've said that, I'm like, oh my God, that really is a thing.
No, they've always called him Namor because I remember watching the...
No, I know, but I'm talking about Namor. That thing.
Yeah. But... Yeah, no, because I heard it on one of the streams on the weekend. They were telling me about it that they've come out because of the rights, and I'm like, it sort of made me click then, and I'm thinking maybe that's why they've gone that sort of Aztec-y Mayan looking sort of outfits, maybe because of something to do with the copywriting sort of law. Because I don't like the look of the outfits. I reckon they should have just gone classic, but that's just me personally.
Well, okay. It's fair enough. You like seeing a man in his Speedos. We understand.
That's exactly right.
you need to realise it wouldn't look too.
No, they could have gone the 90s look with the black vest sort of thing. Or there's been a few iterations.
I don't understand.
You don't have to clean up your mess here, man, Spidey. We know you want to see him in Slugos.
The budgie smugglers.
Yeah.
And the name problem though, because if Universal. I think or is it Paramount? Universal that owns Namor?
Universal owns the rights.
If they've had an agreement with Marvel to have him in the shows like Sony and Spider-Man and Hulk and all that, then why have their names never... Why isn't it Hulk and Spider-Man?
Yeah. It's stupid, but yeah, that's what's just floating around at the moment.
Why don't I just not call him that and just call him the Submariner, whatever?
Yeah.
Prince of Atlantis, or they could give him a few different names.
Yeah. So what's his cousin going to be called? Namorita.
No, it's the original one. It's Namora.
Nomura,
So it's
sorry.
probably yeah. I don't even know how you'd say it.
'Cause she's in it.
Yeah, she's in it. So is
Yeah.
Aduma,
Atuma.
but he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Still, I can't wait. Have you seen the runtime?
Seen the what?
Have you seen how long Black Panther goes for?
No, I haven't seen the running time.
Do you want to know?
Don't tell
Yes,
me
please.
3 hours.
But not
2:45?
much. Yeah, it was like 2:44. It was something like that. It was more than 2.5, and it was less than 3.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to Hoyt's where there's comfy seats and it doesn't cost as much as gold class.
I already bought it.
No drinks for me then.
Yeah. Oh dear. Here, Sandman's getting season 2. They finally
Yes.
renewed it. Oh, there's the sluggos.
You
The
bastard.
1960s cartoon series.
Oh my god! I thought I had every fucking cartoon.
Oh no, you got nothing.
Oh, I beg to differ, my friend. I have a whole wall of all the old cartoons. I do not have that. I've got Aquaman, the cartoon show from the freaking 60s, mate.
That's pretty sad.
I'm gonna have
I'm
to.
glad that didn't turn into a pissing contest.
Hey, I'm just here for the show.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. That's it. My next YouTube short is going to be called "Look at This, Mad Spidey," and it's going to be like all my DVDs. And then Mad Spidey's going to make one and go, "Oh yeah, show me all these DVDs."
It's going to be a whole lot of hold my beer moments.
How do you get to that top shelf?
Stand on the bed.
Oh, it's a
But
lot.
I can't. The shelf that's above the cupboard. I need a ladder.
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
Yes.
Yes.
So what else?
So I said Sandman 2, season 2. It's been renewed.
I really enjoyed
liked
the
that
first
TV
season
show.
actually.
I haven't finished it.
Because I knew very little about, like, I knew the basic premise behind Sandman, but I've never read any of the books or anything like that. But like, I really enjoyed that series. There was a few stale episodes, but overall it was an awesome, very visually, impactful, but a great series.
Like you said, Mad Spidey, was well explained because I didn't know too much either. But they did a good job. I didn't feel lost through most of it. I knew I was in for some weird stuff, but they prepared you pretty well for it. I thought it was well written. I enjoyed it.
There's a storyline that I'm really hoping they do in season 2. I can't remember how far along in the books it is, so it might be like season 3 or 4 worthy. But there's a storyline, and I don't think it's spoiling anything, but I won't tell you what it is just in case you crack it at me. But there's one storyline that I'm really hoping they do. That's really going to be great. That's all I can say.
Is it a Neil Gaiman written one, or is it one of the later writers?
No, Neil Gaiman. Yeah, the original Sandman.
Yeah.
It was my favorite arc in the Sandman books. So I'm really hoping they do that because I'd love to see that on screen.
Yep. Cool. You said it, Sharif, or?
No, not yet. But apparently everyone has.
So I'll go on to the next topic as we're talking about TV shows. Stargirl's been cancelled. How about that, Mad Spidey? That's a bit of a bummer.
Finished.
Yeah.
They didn't cancel it. They decided to go 3 seasons. And then like they wanted to tie it off at 3 seasons. They didn't want to make it into another CW like 8-9 seasons long where people just dropped off.
they read it so it was an ending just in case it was going to get cancelled, and it did. Yeah, that's what I heard.
But I actually was able to catch up and binged all the and I use that as a pun, seeing it's actually on binge over here. That I've watched the 8 seasons that are available, and it is a really good season so far. So
8 seasons.
8 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the the midway point as they tend to do in American shows.
Yeah. I'm up
so
to
there's
about
20. How many episodes in the season? 22?
No, I think Stargirl there's only like 13 or 14.
Yeah,
I think
it's 14 or something like that. It's early teens. So it could be 16, so it's midway through it.
Yeah.
But I'm only about episode 3 or 4 at the moment. It's just a murder mystery sort of thing, and it's kind of nice. I kind of like it. So it hasn't really ever disappointed. It hasn't been, well, it has a couple of times been amazing, but it's never been bad. So
no, I've really enjoyed it. Like they sort of like the first season was the traditional, introductory season. They didn't go on about it too much. The second season with Eclipso was really good. Like that was actually probably my favorite season.
Eclipso looked awesome. Oh,
yeah.
He looked really good. For a CW, visually he looked awesome.
Yeah. And then the third season so far is, as you said, like something a little bit different, a bit more of a murder mystery sort of a whodunit sort of style of thing. And, with a few little other bits and pieces sort of thrown in, it's actually been a really good season so far. So
Neither of you two checked it out?
No, I still need to watch Deadly Class. I need to watch Paper Girls.
Deadly Class was awesome.
Did it leave
I'm halfway through with that one.
I haven't watched Paper Girls, but apparently don't bother.
Oh, okay.
Apparently,
no, I enjoyed it.
Apparently, it's boring as shit.
Does Deadly Class end on a cliffhanger?
Yep.
See, that's why I don't want to watch it.
Yeah.
But that's the problem with Netflix shows is you got to wait 2-3 years for a second season.
No, it was cancelled
altogether.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
I actually hadn't heard that.
Yeah, that was cancelled. I still need to watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either.
When you mentioned Eclipso, I was trying to remember what he looks like, and then suddenly Starro came in, and then and then I just remember. Oh yeah, I just watched Super Sons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't picked that up yet.
Yeah.
2 DC animated movies I've bought: Catwoman and Green Lanterns.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm a bit behind in my. I haven't bought many Blu-rays or DVDs much lately, so there's probably a few seasons of some shows that I usually buy that I need to catch up on, but too busy buying books.
I was going to say, mainly it's on binge now. Most of them would be.
But for some reason, we haven't got Titans season 4 over here.
Yeah,
we will. That'll be on Netflix. That always comes late.
Yeah, it comes late.
Apparently, it's HBO Max, so it might be on binge instead of Netflix.
Oh, well, either way, we'll get it.
Yeah, it's just late because it's already 3 or 4 episodes in over in the States.
Yeah.
I used to, last season, because I was excited about last season, which was a waste of time, but I legally streamed it, so...
Oh, you did the VPN thing or whatever?
Yeah, I did the VPN and watched it week by week, and then lost
Titans?
Yeah, Titans, yeah.
Yeah, right. So is it
I enjoyed Titans, but Red Hood annoys the shit out of me.
Very much so. It's just patchy. It's all over the place. Like, it's not bad, but it's just, they're not quite getting a good groove together. There's a couple of story arcs that are good, and then they turn bad, and then there's a story arc that's bad to start with, that it turns good. It's just very messy, but...
Because the first 2 seasons I really enjoyed. It was just the third season I struggled with.
It just had no movement at all.
Starfire had some movement. Right.
Dirty boy.
I've got a question. You buy the discs, you stream. If you can stream, why do you even bother buying?
Because it's called being a collector.
It's funny, because I find it so hard not to buy the new Marvel movies and TV shows, but I just think I'm not going to because I'm paying for Disney.
Yeah.
What's the point,
Not that any of them have been released on DVD or Blu-ray anyway, but
what the shows haven't?
Yeah, the shows haven't.
Oh, I didn't know. I just assumed they all had.
No, the only ones that got released were the Netflix originals. But they only released, I think, 2 out of the 3 seasons of Daredevil.
Oh.
The first season of Iron Man, the first season of Luke Cage, first 2 seasons, I think, of Jessica Jones. So they missed all the last seasons for some strange reason.
How weird. And why wouldn't they put She-Hulk and Moon Knight on DVD? Surely they'd think to themselves,
That's more money.
Yeah, but there's a percentage of the world that isn't going to buy Disney.
What about the people in China who don't get Netflix? Because they don't get Facebook and Netflix and some of that stuff. Yeah, gotta get a copyright strike for you.
There's a fairly massive market right there, China.
Yeah.
They have conventions over there.
Sure, they watch TV.
The military channel.
Do you watch The Witcher?
Yes.
True.
But it was the first season was extremely confusing.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I started. First season, the first 3 episodes, and then I trailed off.
I actually I don't think it was until you actually said, Mark, that it was sort of 2 different timelines, 2 different storylines actually come, and that's why I and it's a bit Game of Thrones-ish, where there's a lot of names being thrown around, and you just don't know who the hell any of these people are.
Yeah.
Whereas the second season was a bit more fluent.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I had to Google halfway through it going, what's going on? Maybe it's something I missed. And they don't actually explain it. They just said that there is 2 timelines. They merge together. I was just like, why wouldn't you explain it?
So Henry Cavill, I think, is doing the 3rd season, but then it's going to be Liam Hemsworth after that.
That's what my conversation was going to. But yeah. So season 3 is already done, is it? Maybe?
I think it might be in post-production, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but I did say that they're like, oh, Henry Cavill's giving up on The Witcher to go back to playing Superman. Who's going to be The Witcher and whatever? And they're like, oh, Liam Hemsworth. I'm like, yeah, I love rooting for the Aussies, but
it doesn't sit too well, does it?
No. Henry Cavill looks the part. He fully does look the part.
He's basically... Go on, sorry, guy.
I was going to... Plus, I don't really see Hemsworth going... as well as Cavill, right?
Fuck.
Me and Claudia have only seen season 1, and the one thing that we loved about it was how many times that would happen. Fuck. I just wanted that on a shirt.
Maybe because he's Aussie, he might go, what a cunt.
Crikey. That was one of the main reasons in the first season why I stuck it out, because I just enjoy Henry Cavill. So it's going to drop off, unfortunately, and it's disappointing for Liam. I mean, it's not Liam's fault he got cast. But,
oh, maybe it is.
It's all The Rock's fault. No, Henry Cavill has to come back as Superman. It's all his fault.
Well, if I had a choice, I'd rather have him as Superman.
Yeah. crew. So
That's just me. But I'd rather both.
Seeing how characters are recast, what are your thoughts of having long-standing actors playing a character and then getting recast? Would it still be the same now?
I hate it.
I think
it always feels different.
I think it's a case-by-case basis. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think the whole Black Panther thing was a mistake. I think they should have recast him.
I'm leaning towards that way a bit too. I mean, I know it's sad, but there's not much we can do about it. And you do want to honour Chadwick, but I'm sure Chadwick, if you asked him, he would have said it.
Well, even Chadwick's brother has gone on record and said, my brother would never be as egotistical as to want the Black Panther character to die with him. He never would have wanted this. And what also makes me, I don't know if laugh is the right word, but so you want to honour Chadwick, which is a noble and fair thing. I get it. It's a great idea in premise. But then you have people like John Hurt die and they get replaced by Harrison Ford. Are you telling me that John Hurt's not sitting up there going, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Who's this dickhead? Yeah, I can sort of think. I think the way they're going though, because they're trying to get away from the core original cast, and I think that's why they're doing it. They're introducing Riri Williams as the new Iron Man. I know she's Ironheart, but the new Iron Man. Obviously, they're going to bring in Miles probably more as the new Spider-Man. Obviously, Shuri is going to be the new Black Panther. They're trying to bring in the new Avengers sort of thing. So I think that's the way they're trying to go, and that's probably why they went with Shuri instead of a recasting.
Yeah. No, I think Shuri's not a bad option if they're going to go that direction. Yeah. As you said, it's case by case with recasting. It can be touchy. It also depends on the character, because sometimes the character's bigger than the actor. So take, for instance, Batman. I think Batman, the character, is bigger than the actor, which means that you can keep recasting Batman and it will be fine, as long as they do a decent enough job. I think the character is strong enough that you can get any sort of actor to play it. Now, Superman's a little bit different, but I think Captain America is going to be difficult. And I also think Iron Man's going to be very difficult to recast if they ever do it at any stage. I think Wolverine's going to be a bit easier of a transition because I think the character's strong enough.
I disagree. I was with you up until Wolverine. I think whoever, even if it's the best actor in the world, whoever they pick for Wolverine, the internet is going to chew to pieces.
Crucify it.
Yeah, until they actually see him act as Wolverine. But
that was the case with when it was first cast as well.
Patterson, yeah.
I just think from a movie perspective, if you weren't going to do any more Avengers after Endgame, then I fully agree with what they did with Captain America and Iron Man. But from the bigger picture, I think it was pretty short-sighted to end Captain America and Iron Man. I mean, yeah, we don't know what's coming in the future. There could be that they could come back. There could be a variance of them. Who knows? But if they honestly are saying to themselves, that's it, no more Iron Man, no more Captain America, that's it, I just think that's dumb.
Yeah, I think they'll just, like with my original thought was, I think they'll just go the new iterations of the character. So they'll go the Sam Wilson Captain America. They're going with Ironheart instead of Iron Man, Shuri, Miles. All the newer sort of lineup, all the younger, newer lineup sort of stuff to try and bring a fresh sort of look to it.
was going to say Tom Holland's still pretty young. They don't really need to.
Yeah, I
replace
think
him.
he's probably the only one that'll be a bit iffy. They might do more of the different universe type shit or something. I don't know, because we still don't really know what universe the 3 Spider-Men were from.
Yeah.
You can speculate all you want and go, no, he was definitely 616 and he was definitely this and he was definitely that. You don't exactly know because there's been a lot of contradicting things in the movies that have made it look like we can't actually tell.
Well, you kind of can because Tom Holland was in the Avengers and Civil War. That's 616, isn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't.
But then you're like, okay, well, what is it with, Mary Jane being, it's not really Mary Jane, and you've got Ned who's supposed to work for a newspaper and be older than him, and then you got Flash that's not Flash, that's just some little turd. It seems like every other supporting character is a total different spin from a different universe.
And that's compared to the comics, though. But we're talking about in movies because Tom Holland was teaming up with Tony Stark. We assume Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. was 616.
Yeah.
I think
that's what I mean. There's a lot of contradictions.
I think what you're specifically referring to, Spidey, is the whole Morbius kerfuffle.
That's part of it, but not entirely.
That's really confusing.
Yeah.
What universe anything belongs to, And now with the whole Venom thing, I still don't understand what they're doing with that. Venom, Eddie Brock came to 616, then he's gone back, but then there's a symbiote left. So is there going to be a new Venom in the 616, or is Spidey going to somehow go back to his work? It does my head in.
Yeah, I think Morbius just put the I wouldn't say icing because I'd be more like the dynamite in the cake. It just sort of exploded everybody's sort of theories.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been too many, and it's not, besides Morbius and Venom, it's only been small contradictions. But it's still enough for the traditionalists like me to sort of go, hang on a minute, what's going on here, sort of thing. So
I was going to say that with Morbius, so at the end, I guess we could spoil it now. It's almost been out for a year. So it's obviously Michael Keating's Vulture that comes out of the universe. Is there any reference to Tom Holland's Spider-Man in Morbius?
No, but that's the thing. Morbius's after credit scene made zero sense at all.
Well, that was my point. I mean, like, he comes from Tom Holland's Spider-Man universe, so if Morbius didn't relate to Tom Holland's Spider-Man at all, that would mean he's not in that universe. So he's been blimped from Tom Holland's universe into Morbius's universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
And where did he get the freaking Vulture costume from? He made that from the Chitauri. In the other. So he's gone to this new universe. Where did he come up with the Vulture costume again?
Saying it was pretty much destroyed in the in the first movie.
Why does Morbius want to team up with him to destroy Spider-Man?
Yeah, which Spider-Man are they talking about?
Fuck me.
Yeah. Now you know what I mean.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Trying to get me around it.
I think that's what I've had to learn, and I've said this plenty of times before. I've had to learn to try and put my comic brain away and just go into these movies and just enjoy it for what it is. Yeah, the Easter eggs and stuff are always fun, but just enjoy the movie for what it is and try not to think too much.
What's your comic brain?
Easier said than done sometimes.
It is very, very hard, especially when it comes to Spidey. Anything Spidey, my comic brain is like, literally banging down the door to try and let him out.
All right. We got anything else before we wrap it up?
Any fun facts, Mark?
No fun facts. I'd like to know, like, what the length of difference was. You know, you got a pencil. How long it took for them to create the eraser? That'd be an interesting fact. I'll get onto that.
More random shit from Mark Rod Watson. Thank you very much. Bo's like, brain is fried.
Guys, for the few that joined us today, thank you so much. It really means a lot to us. We really appreciate it. Go check out Mad Spidey on his channel. He's got some great content there. Check us out this coming Monday, 7 days from today, where we are going to be drawing our $100 Amazon gift card winner, and it definitely won't be Mad Spidey. So please check us out then. And anybody that ever wants to buy Australian comics, Australian comic book stores, you want to know where they are, you want to see Australian creators, in fact, you want anything to do with Australian comics whatsoever, where's the place that you go and check out, Grodd?
Comx. Sorry, I blanked out there for a minute.
Right. Before we go, Sharif, what is AussieVerse?
For life.
Yeah, you won't be getting me to any of that shit. I've been clipped enough as it is. Oh, Remy, he's got 3 of them now. He doesn't like you watch the Sunday show on Remy Q Studios. As soon as I pop on, he does all 3 all in a row. Mother.
So, Mad Spidey, is there anything you want to say before we go?
This show is sponsored by the Comx shop. Check out comx.cx for all things Comx and find out what Comx is all about. We hope you enjoyed the show.